everyone. Hello, hello. It is Friday, 2 p.m. You know what that means. I'm jumping on my other device here. Let's make sure we got everything all set. I believe we have found us. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. You are joining me live in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. My name is Kristen Conant, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Real quickly, Stampin' Up! Did a pop-up free shipping for us, June 11th through the 13th, on qualifying orders. What is a qualifying order? It is a $75 order of retail before shipping, handling, and tax. But did you know with the $75 order, you can also qualify for the product of the month? The product of the month changes, of course, every month. And this month is called Wild Bunch. Once you hit that $75 threshold, you can add the product of the month for just $5. So be sure to take advantage of that. Also, wanted to let you know Stampin' Up! Is doing an online class, and anybody is welcome to register. This class is called Scenic Coast, and it is a it is a suite of products that is currently available right now in our catalog. The class is coming up real quick. It is on June 18th, and it will be held at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 4 o'clock for us Eastern Coast people. You do not get any product with the class. The class is $30, but you get to watch that as many times as you would like. So if you do not yet have ordered the Scenic Coast suite of products, that's okay. Still register for the class. Go ahead, order your products as well. That way when your products come and you have registered for that class, you can go back, re-watch the class to your heart's content, and create all the projects that Stampin' Up! Is going to share with us. I don't even know how many classes this is now that Stampin' Up! Has done online, but since Stampin' Up! Has started them, I myself have taken every single one, whether it is considered a class, a craft class, card class, scrapbooking class. I have taken them all, and I have learned something every time that I have taken it, and I have been a stamper for over 30 years. So if you want to check out an awesome, fantastic class, go ahead and register for it. The Scenic Coast class, the item code number for that is 171476. Again, the class is $30, okay? While you are there, if you would like to order the Scenic Coast Suite collection so you can have everything to create the projects exactly like they did them, the Scenic Coast Suite collection item number is 167786. And I have forgotten to write down the cost of that suite of products. That suite of products is absolutely stunning. That was one of them. When I saw it for the first time, I knew right away that that was on my to-order list right away. So check that out. We'd love to have you. Did you know that if you are local-ish to me, that I also do classes here in my Create with Love Stampin' Studio? I do have what I call a skeleton calendar. That means even though we may not know what the projects look like or some of the suites that we'll be using in some of them, we don't know what those suites and things might be for the cost of the class. you can still mark your calendars a year in advance, knowing that the classes will be held like this. The first and last Monday of every month, I do a product-based class. Again, the products change, as do the cards, but so does the fee of the class, because the cost covers those items that I must order for you to get those in time for class. So I won't be able to tell you the cost of each of the class for every month until we get closer to each one of them. So, again, first and last Monday of the month is a product-based class. Of course, unless one of those dates happens to be a holiday, okay? But I typically tell you ahead of time when the holiday is and that sort of thing, okay? I have another class on the second Monday of the month. This is my 10-card class. Hold that thought. Sorry, I just thought of something. On the product-based classes, the first and last Monday of the month, you do need to RSVP with prepayment 3 weeks prior to each one of those classes so that I can get the money, order your products, get them here in time for class, because I cut everything for you so that all you have to do is recreate the cards as I talk to you through them step by step, okay? So, getting back to the second Monday of the month, again, is my 10-card class. This class, you do not need to prepay, but you do need to RSVP 2 weeks prior so that I can have a card kit cut and ready for you when class comes, okay? So, again, second Monday, 10-card class. The third Monday of every month, I do a 6-card class. Our 6-card class, we do 2 each of 3 different cards. The fee for this class is $30, or you can get the class totally free by placing a minimum order of $35 that night before shipping and handling and tax. In this class, again, you just need to RSVP ahead of time 2 weeks so that I can have card kits cut and ready for you to use while you are here. So let me think about this a second. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And then every once in a while, there is a month with an extra Monday in it. Sometimes there's a month with 5 Mondays in it. If that's the case, that is a day off from class. So, excuse me. Just wanted to share that with you. So now let's talk about what's going on here in the Create With Studio July and August. So July 6th, we are doing the Scenic Coast. Don't we just hear that? We did. Not only is Stampin' Out doing a class in that suite of products on June 18th, but I am going to be doing a class here July 6th with that same exact suite of products. So you can get 2 classes. So if you haven't yet ordered the suite of products, you will be getting 3 of the items here in class if you want to do the class with me. The only thing from the suite that you will not be receiving for my class would be the stamp set and the dies, okay? So check those out. They're absolutely stunning. The class is $52 with me, and you must RSVP by June 15th. So we are quickly approaching the 15th, so I wanted to share that with you. Again, second Monday, 10-card class will be held Monday, July 13th, 10 o'clock in the morning. Please let me know if you'd like to come. The fee depends on how many cards you make. That's why I didn't share the cost of that one. 6-card class is on the third Monday, so that one will be Monday, July 20th at 7 p.m. Again, you need to RSVP 2 weeks prior so I can have a card kit cut. Fee for that class is either $30 or you can get it absolutely free with the $35 order placed that night. Then the last Monday of July, we are doing on Monday, July 27th, 7 p.m., we are doing the Velvet Meadow class for this class, you will be receiving the Dreamy Flowers embellishment, the Velveteen Assortment 12 by 12 Specialty DSP, and the Velvet Meadow 12 by 12 DSP. Fee for this class is $56, and it is due to me by July 6th. Excuse me. Okay, so that is what's going on in July. Let's talk about August real quick. I'm not going to go into detail on these. I will as it gets closer, but just to give you a heads up on the classes. Monday, August 3rd, we will be doing the Moonlit Flora suite of products. Monday, August 11th is 10-card class. Monday, August 17th is 6-card class. And then Monday, August 31st, we are going to touch on Christmas. Yup, you heard me right. We as demonstrators, one of the perks for being a demonstrator, we get to order products ahead of time. Whenever there's a catalog or new products coming out, we get notified ahead of time. We get to see those things, and we get to pre-order those items, so we get to play with them. So on Monday, August 31st, we are going to be doing the Stitched with Christmas suite of products, and it is amazing. There is so many different things you can do with that suite of products, and I am super excited to do that class. Okay, I know, don't shoot me. We're trying to enjoy our summer here in Michigan because summers are very short-lived, but you can never start on Christmas cards too early. So with that in mind, we are going to touch on Christmas the end of August, okay? So we'll be heading toward fall, so not too early. Okay, guys, are you ready for today's projects? I'm super excited. So get a drink, grab a piece of paper and a pencil so that you can take notes. I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can look at my work table and see all the projects as I make them with you today, okay? If you happen to get a little bit queasy with motion, now's the time you want to look away while I turn it around, and I will tell you when we are ready to go, okay? Let's do this. Okay, you can look now. All right. So, free shipping. Don't forget about it. There's just 2 days left. But stick around. Follow me. Remember I said with the $75 order, you can take advantage of the product of the month. This is June's product of the month. It is a stamp set. It's called the Wild Bunch. This also happens to be the product that I'm going to be showcasing today for a free class with you today. So that's what we're going to be using there. This is the current catalog. If you are not yet working with the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you need a catalog, please reach out to me so I can get a catalog to you. Let's talk about a couple other things I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this really cool DSP that came out with this catalog. It is called the Paper Medley, and it is a mixture of patterns that coordinates with just about everything in our catalog right now. And as you can see, I have used it. I love it. It is a well-loved designer paper pack. And then put this on your list. If you do not have this yet, this is in the last chance list, but it is on low inventory, which means it is almost gone forever. This is called our So Swirly embossing folder, okay? So Swirly embossing folder. Again, it's almost gone, so if you want it, get it on your list. I'm also going to be using some of our basic rhinestone jewels. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. Well, I've got this in my hand, so it's ready to go. Again, we are going to be focusing on the Wild Bunch stamp set, and this is the stamp set. As you can see, most of the stamps are gone because they're mounted on blocks and ready for me to use today. Couple more things we're going to be using. Okay, hold tight here. I want to get these in order so that you know we are doing a 2-inch circle punch. I will be using a 2 1/4 inch circle punch. I will be using a 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And I will also be using our 3 banner punch. Love this punch. I use it for just, I would say out of 4 cards, 3 out of 4 cards, I use this punch. I love it. And so many of our greetings, there are some that do not fit, but it's amazing how many greetings we do have in other stamp sets that fit in here, such as the product of the month stamp set that I'm using today fits in here. I'm also going to be using some Stampin' Blends markers, and I will tell you those as I'm using them. For my ink pads today, I am going to be using Peaceful Pine, Misty Moonlight, Calypso Coral, and I am using our black memento pad. I have not yet used the hybrid black ink pad, so if you don't have the memento pad, it's okay. We have a hybrid pad now. I just have not broke mine open yet to get used to it, and I needed to grab a black pad quick, and I love our memento pad, so that's what I'm using. Okay, all right, let's go. So this first card, I am using a piece of basic black, and I realized I forgot the liner for this one. It's okay, we can do it later. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Anywho, this piece of basic black is 5.5 by 8.5. It is scored at 4 1/4, and I'm just going to match up the corners. I am going to take one of our bone folders and burnish the edge, and there's our card. Now I took a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. You would want 2 pieces, and the reason being is you would want one that is plain white for the inside, because you know you can't see right when you write on black, so you would want a piece of white to put on the inside. And then I would use a 1/2 inch by 4 inch piece of the same DSP that I'm using on the outside for the inside, just to bring a little bit of the outside of the card to the inside. That's just a Kristen thing. I love to do that. But on one of the pieces of the designer paper, remember that embossing folder, the So Swirly that I said it is almost gone? I went ahead and embossed this piece of basic white. So let's take this, again, 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this into place. Yes, I know I didn't talk about the rest of the pieces yet. I went out of order, didn't I? It's all good. I will tell you. I promise. I won't leave you hanging. Okay, now we need 2 pieces of DSP. So remember the DSP, that's a 1/2 inch by 4 inch. I would cut a piece of that out of the same pattern, this one right here. But these 2 pieces of DSP, each piece is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay? Then I also cut a piece of basic black that is 2 5/8. Right? Yep, 2 5/8 by 1 7/8. So the 5/8 line is the one right after the half, and the 7/8 is the line right before the 2. Then I also took a piece of white, basic white, that is 2 1/2 by 1 3/4. Okay, And I forgot my mat, but I have a non-Stampin' Up! Mat here that I'm going to use. And I went ahead and mounted, he's kind of crooked, let me see. I went ahead and mounted my 2 stamps on my block, so it is ready to go. And so I'm going to be using my Memento ink pad, and because the stamps are clear, you can look right down through the block and know right where to stamp. And that wasn't very straight, that's okay. Stampin' Up! Makes paper just for Kristen. They make 2 sides to the paper so that I can flip it over when that happens, and ta-da! Problem solved. That's what I tell everybody. Stampin' Up! Makes 2-sided paper just for me. Okay, so now that that is stamped, I am going to be using my basic black markers, a Stampin' Blends. This is the dark. So I'm going to add that in like that, and now I'm going to do the light basic black to add a little dimension. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but it does add a little something something there. And I'm going to take my light Calypso Coral, maybe. Oh my goodness, he's on the dry side. So let's do the dark, it's all good. And we will do his beak and his feet. See, it doesn't matter. It's all about creativity, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take this. Yep, there's my mistake. So you'll notice that blob on there. That's okay. This is my bad side. When you use our Stampin' Blends markers, you have one shot at it, meaning if you mess up on your paper when you're coloring in, you would have to get a new piece of paper to stamp your image and color it in, okay? So now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my DSPs. And whoop, this one is going to go up here like so. This one is going to go down here. Like so. And then this one is going to go up on dimensionals. We'll go ahead and put 4. Okay, peel off the backings to these. Oops, missed one. And then this is then going to get centered-ish in our card like this. And now I'm just going to come in with some of our gems. And let's do a gem up here and a gem down here and one more down here. There we go. There is card number 1. I love black and white cards. I just think they're classy. Okay, hopefully you like that one. Let's go on to card number 2. For card number 2, I remembered the liner, so now you'll see what I'm talking about. So this piece is a piece of Calypso Coral, again 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So again, match up the corners, take your bone folder, burnish the fold line so that lays flat. I need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I need a piece of petal pink that is 4 by 5 1/4. I need a scrap piece of white that's at least 2.5 inches wide And let me see which one I punched with this one. Okay, I believe this is the 2 1/4 inch. And then Calypso Coral, again, make sure it's 2 1/2. I did the 2 3/8 inch punch. And then for my designer papers, I picked one of the patterns out of that pack. That is 2 1/4 by 5 1/8. Then I picked another pattern that is 3/4 by 5 1/4. And one that is, 5 1/8, and then a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. Okay, so there's our pieces for this one. So let's start assembling this. So again, I'm going to put adhesive on the 1/2 inch strip. And this one is going to go to the bottom of our white piece. That is our liner for the inside of our card. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back of this. Then I'm going to put this into the center of our card. Okay, so that's done. That is our liner. Okay, it just makes it look so much more finished, I think. I'm going to take this designer paper and I am going to put adhesive on the back of this one. And this one is going to go up at the top with approximately equal borders on left and right and top. And mine's a little off, and that's okay. You know what? It's handmade, right? They're not supposed to be robotic looking, right? Okay, now I'm going to take this 3/4 inch piece and just butt the 2 designer papers up together like so. Flip this over and we're going to put adhesive on here, and I just realized I did something that you don't typically do. So we're going to have to wish me luck and hope that it works out. And you're going to see here in just a minute exactly what I'm referring to. Okay, so there's our card so far. I am left with these 2 pieces. Okay, so what I was referring to is I forgot to stamp my greeting on here before I glued it all together. So hopefully this works. I am using our Calypso Coral ink. And if you have never used Stampin' Up! Products before, the thing that I love the absolute most about our products is the color coordination. It saves so much time in creating because everything coordinates. In other words, I use Calypso Coral paper, so the Calypso Coral ink goes with it. Not only that, but when they do our designer papers like this, on the back of the packages of the designer paper, it also tells you what colors they use. Our ribbons, our embellishments, everything is done so that they are our colors designed to coordinate with each other. Just love that. Okay, so I am going to ink up another cute little image from this stamp set. And yep, I did not use my foam mat, but if you have our glass mat, I don't know what it is about our glass mat, but you can get really nice stamped images as well with this glass mat. I've gotten so used to using this glass mat now that if I stamp something and I'm not on it, it really throws me off because I'm so used to using the glass. Okay, so now I am going to come in with our dark petal pink and our light petal pink, and we're gonna see. It didn't work earlier. Yeah, it's not working. I wanted to use our light Calypso Coral. And apparently, I haven't checked mine in a while. My other ones are right here, so I'm double checking to see if I have any more in my pack, and I do not right here. So, all right, because I didn't want to use the dark because I'm afraid it would blend in with the eyes and you wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm going to hold off on that. Sorry about that. I would use the light Calypso Coral color in the body and the antennas of the snail so that it is the coral color. And now I am going to come in with our petal pink. And there are slash marks on the snail here. And so I am going to use those to our advantage from the designer, the artist who at Stampin' Up! Created this. And then I'm just going to follow along the outside of that. And now I'm going to come back with our light petal pink. And color in the shell to the snail. Again, you'll have to pretend that I colored our little guy in with the coral color. So bummed about that. I didn't check it before I came live. But you know what? This is live, so that's what we get. Okay, so adhesive on the back of this. This is now going to go on here like so. And now we just need our dimensionals and our gems. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back of here. And then this little guy is going to go right here like so. And let's put our gems on. And so this time I am going to use one down here, and we are going to do one up here and one over here like so. There is card number 2. Isn't that cute? Okay. There, let's go on to our next one. I do have 4 cards for you today, so we are halfway there. Our next card, we are using a piece of Misty Moonlight, again 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to burnish, so that's ready to go. We need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be our inside liner. We need another piece of basic white that is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Another piece of scrap basic white that I used that 3 banner punch, punched out the banner of my choice. Then for my designer paper, I need a piece that is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, and I'm using this beautiful piece right here. And then I need this same designer paper that is 1/2 inch by 4 inches, okay? So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of it. And then this is going to go to the bottom of our liner, just like so. And then this is going to get adhere to the inside of our card. Okay? So here is that. Okay? All right. So now we are going to take and bring in our Misty Moonlight ink, and I am going to ink up this pattern stamp, and I am going to stamp it right on top of our designer paper. Let's see, like so. Okay, isn't that cute? Love it. Okay, this one, oh, where is my, I lost my banner. I'm gonna hold off on that a second. I'm going to come in with my Memento Black again, and this time I am going to use the cow image. Just like so. Isn't it cute? All right. So on this guy, I am going to be using our crumb cake Stampin' Blends. So I am going to color the tuft of his hair. You know, Highlands have that long hair. They're so cute. Okay, so that's going to be the dark crumb cake, and the rest of him is going to be the light crumb cake. So I'm going to do his horns, same color, his nose, the same color. That's the thing, you can make them whatever color you wish. Okay, I'm going to switch to this end. There we go. Kind of smooth out. There we go. Isn't it cute? Okay, now I'm going to do something several of you are going to cringe on. Yep, I am fussy cutting. It's all good. When the key to fussy cutting is you want to keep your scissors stationary, and you notice that I am spinning my paper in the scissor blades. So my position of my hand with the scissors is pretty much staying the same. You just want to take and spin your paper. It is so much easier to move the paper than it is to move and rearrange your scissors all the time. Almost done. It'll be worth it in the end. Okay. Now, if you wanted a bigger border around him, you could have. I'm going fairly close. Okay, almost. A little bit more here. There we go. See, just like that, he is all cut out. Okay, so now with this paper, I am going to bring in my 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and then find a spot on my paper and bring the paper till not complete in the circle. I want the circle to go off the edge. So I'm just looking at my punch and seeing just, I'm going to close it down here a little bit. Can you see the little tiny gap there on the paper and the punch? Whoops, now it slid, see? but I'm going to line it back up again, leave a little gap there on it, and then punch it out. So you've got just a slight flat side on that circle, and then you've got a circle that looks like that. That is a by design. So now I'm going to flip this piece over, and I need my dimensionals. And so we are going to put a dimensional in each of the corners. And then I'm also going to use the edging of my dimensional sheet here. This is all usable. And so I want to get down in, whoops, a little bit on those points of paper. They don't have to be exactly, but you do want a little support there. And so I am going to use some of this that I turned up, like so. And actually I'm going to move this one out just a little bit and this one out just a little bit. There we go. Just in case, you're going to see why. Oh, that's right. I'm not doing it that way. Never mind. It's all good. I was thinking I was putting a circle inside a circle, but it's all good. Okay, so now we're bringing in our card base. I am going to eyeball the center-ish. If it's not exact, it's okay. Don't stress over it. Now I'm going to take our cow, and I am going to put dimensionals on him or her. And then that one is going to go in there like so. And now we just need our greeting. And there it is. And I am going to use our Misty Moonlight again. Ink up our greeting. And it is going to say, "Hi, friend." Just like so. And then a dimensional on the back of our greeting here. Whoops. Flip it over. Okay. Peel off the backings. And "Hi, friend" is going to go over here like so. And now we just need our bling. And so let's do, we're going to do a medium one up here. And this time we are going to do a little one here. And we're going to do another little one over here like so. There we go. There is card number 3. What do you guys think of that one? All right, one more, last card. So for this card, we have a few more pieces to this one. Hopefully you'll like this one as well. So let's talk about our pieces. And for this card, we are going to be using a crumb cake base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay? So there we go. There is our card base. I need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I need a piece of our new in color as of May of our Peaceful Pine. This is also 4 by 5 1/4. I need another piece of basic white that is 2 by 5 1/8. I need 3 pieces of designer paper. 2 pieces are 1 3/4 by 2 1/2, and they're the same. I just cut them and split them apart. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, I need another piece of this designer paper that is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. I need a piece of crumb cake that is 3/4 inch by 3 3/4. I need a piece of crumb cake that is 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. This one I already cut a banner end off from that one, and I want to show you how to make a banner. But let's talk about a couple more pieces here. I need a 2-inch white, I'm pretty sure this is a 2-inch. Yes, there's our 2-inch circle. And then I need a 2 1/4, I believe. Yes, 2 1/4 inch peaceful pine. Okay? All right, so let's talk about how I do my banner punches or my banner ends. I like to try to find the middle, and I'm using my grid here. And then I make a little indentation in my cardstock right here of where the middle is. And then I cut from the center up, and then from the corner to that point, and the corner to that point. If I did not do that, my banners would be all over the place. Okay, so that's just a Kristenism. All right, so let's start building our card. So we're going to take the 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, put adhesive on the back of this. This, again, goes on our basic white piece. That is our liner. Okay? So there we go. Flip it over. Put adhesive on the back of here. And then this is going to go to the inside of our card. And there is our liner. Okay, now on this piece, I'm first going to attach our white piece. And I'm going to live dangerously again, because I should stamp my greeting first, but I'm going to wait. Because, I don't know, just because. So again, looking at the 3 borders, making sure they're approximately even. Then my designer papers that are the same size, I'm going to put adhesive on the backs of these. And then one of those is going to go above the white. I'm looking at the edge here, but I'm also keeping in mind my border at the top and the side. I don't care about so much as the borders on the inside, if that makes sense. Those are going to just end up being whatever size they end up being. Okay? So there is that. So now before I get it on, I am going to bring in my Peaceful Pine ink. And these are our brand new ink pads. If you haven't seen these yet, they're magnetic and they are awesome. I am going to ink up our greeting. And this is going to go down here. Give it a second for the ink to transfer. And ta-da! I made it without messing it up. So there is that. I am done with that. Now I need this white one. And again, I'm going to bring in my Memento Black. And this time I'm bringing in our koala bear. I love, love, love koalas. As a little girl, koala bears were my absolute favorite animal. Yeah. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, I have to have him. So I'm going to come in with our light basic black and color in him nose. Like so. And now I need my light and dark crumb cake. I believe most of the koala bears are kind of grayish in color, but they do vary. They do vary in color. They're not all the same colors. So this one is going to be crumb cake because that's just what I picked, right? So just doing a little bit of the dark crumb cake on here first. Well, let's do a little dark here. Okay, and now we're going to come back with the light crumb cake. Whoops, make sure you get those snap back on there so they don't dry out. And I want the other end. Okay, here we go. And yeah, isn't he cute? Love, love, love. Nope, looks like I'm gonna have to order a new crumb cake too, so when I order my Calypso Coral, note to self, add crumb cake on there as well. Starting to dry out, but that's okay. We'll get her done, right? Alrighty. Isn't he cute? He's just the cutest. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one, flip this over. I'm going to put adhesive on there. And then this is going to go on here, centered on there. And I'm going to take this, the smaller of the banners, and this one is going to go inside of this one at the edge, like so, like that. Then we're going to put adhesive on the back of this one. And then this one is going to go on here. And I'm turning my card just so I can see it better. And this is going to go right about there. Just about center because of the size of my circle. And now my, whoops, flip this one over. Let's get this attached to our base first. And this one, again, goes on our card, like so. Let's flip this over. If I have not said hi to you and you've joined me live, hello, I'm sorry. I got so into my cards today, I am not paying attention to who has joined us. Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm glad you're here. Know that I will be commenting back to you when the live is over, so I apologize. All right, let's take our koala bear now, and he's going to go on here like so. Now we just need some of our gems. And let's see, let's do a gem up here. And let's do one down here. And another one over here like so. There is card number 4. Again, this is our product of the month. Card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. Again, our product of the month, how you can get these is first you have to have an account. So just go on, set it up. It doesn't take very long. And that's how you shop with us. I'm out of screen, so let me move them over a little bit. Set up your account, go shopping with us. Once your order hits $75 retail before shipping, handling, and tax, it should prompt you to, you've qualified for product of the month. So you can go and look at the product. Be sure to add it to your cart. It is a 2-click process. Don't forget to add it to your cart. Again, this is June's product of the month. I hope this inspires you. I hope you like the projects. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me about anything that I've covered here today. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next Friday, again at 2 p.m. in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.